Just a question. Thank you very much indeed. Nick Robinson, BBC News. The document today asserts that an independent Scotland will keep the pound, will stay in the EU, and that Scots viewers will be able to watch Strictly Come Dancing. Wouldn't it be more honest to voters to add words like perhaps, maybe, fingers crossed and hope for the best? Or maybe the document should say, if the UK Treasury agrees, if the Bank of England agrees, if 27 EU member states agree, if the BBC Trust agree, if a long, long list of other organisations see the future in the same way as you, maybe, just perhaps, fingers crossed, things will stay as they are.
Well, let's take what is overwhelmingly the most important of these examples you've given, the BBC and Strictly Come Dancing. Could we remember that Scotland is entitled to a share of assets of the UK as long as the BBC remains in public hands, which we hope would be for a long time to come, then we're entitled. We have a share of the assets of the BBC. We put forward a perfectly reasonable and workable proposition. Last week in Scotland there was some debate from the No campaign, who was suggesting that an independent Scotland wouldn't have the joys of watching the Doctor Who anniversary episode on Saturday. A scare story which ran, I think, for a few hours until people realised it was being simultaneously broadcast in 80 countries around the world. I suspect even the No campaign will find it difficult to sustain an argument that the only country in the world which wouldn't have access to something like Doctor Who would be Scotland. So, in a situation where it's part of the assets of Scotland, we put forward a very workable, reasonable and sensible proposition in terms of broadcasting policy for an independent Scotland, how that relates to the BBC, and I think people will judge that on its merits.